All right, welcome to Ransom House, episode 7. Today we're going to deter a little bit from talking about real estate. When I started a little podcast, I figured I would either talk about real estate, title, loans, or we can go in the other direction because there's not a unlimited supply of vendors to speak about, and we were going to go local options and talk about possibly businesses or events. And it just so happens that we had a fun little event over the weekend called Adrian's Kickback.
Oh, yeah.
Here in Huntington Beach. So some of the questions we got were, how does that affect home values? That's going to be a very brief part of this. I think pretty much we're just going to talk shit on Gen Z for a little bit, yeah?
Yeah. Should we just start?
Let's just go. I don't really know much about what happened other than that a couple of my friends, James, like his salon got messed up and just a bunch of teenagers running around. Was it supposed to be a party?
Yeah, I think it was. I heard from someone it was an 8th grader that posted a video and he was having a beach bonfire. This was on Friday.
An 8th grader.
So he went down, I guess he had his beach bonfire, but it went viral on TikTok and people were flying in. Like, I heard someone came in from like Maryland.
No shit.
Detroit, like they had like a bunch of, apparently there was a gang from like Stockton that showed up. It's so affecting home values 100%. He's like, when you have all these dirtbags coming in from other towns just to come in and ruin our city, like, yeah, home values, who wants to live with that? Like, they're breaking windows and tagging buildings, like
fucking up cop cars.
Yeah.
And I think James's mom, I think her car got hit by somebody on her way down here Saturday night. And I was talking to James, and he said I think he thinks it's totaled. Like someone like intentionally hit it. And I don't understand. This, kind of ties back in the BLM stuff last year. At least there was like a reason, and there's like protesting, and it made sense why people were out here and wanting to be heard. But I don't fucking understand
this wasn't a protest.
This was about.
This was just a party, and I don't know, it could have ended up like a riot. I don't know if it did. I think the cops are just sick of this, and now they're just gonna do their job.
I heard they were trying to spin it like to almost make it seem like it was a protest from teenagers about the lockdowns and not being able to go to school, not having that like person-to-person interaction.
All right, that's bullshit. When I went to school, like when you went to school, like what teenager is gonna protest not being able to go to school? That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like,
well, maybe the AP nerds.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to learn.
There's for them to gather for this.
No, nor would they. That's scary.
No, they wouldn't have jumped off the pier and danced on cop cars.
I saw some kid jump off a lifeguard tower and he like literally just landed on his face. The funniest thing I've seen in a little bit.
See, I like hearing stories like that because maybe they'll learn their lesson.
No, they won't.
Oh.
No. Yeah, so I don't know, but yeah, to your point, Huntington like has kind of become like the place where out-of-towners feel like it's free reign to come here and fuck shit up.
It's super easy to get to. We always have seen that. Like tourism in Huntington's always been busy, right, in the summer.
It's weird though, because Huntington, like one of the main complaints, at least from clientele that I'll have in like Seacliff downtown, is it takes you 20 minutes to get to any freeway. It's like if you're going north on the 405, you're typically driving down PCH and going up Seal Beach Boulevard, or you're taking Bolsa Chica, and like you're far away from the beach.
Yeah.
And so if you have to commute, downtown Seacliff is not most people's first option unless they care more about where they're living versus where they're working and they don't mind the commute.
Yeah.
And then you're going southbound, you got to take Main Street, which turns into Ellis, and then once you're all the way in Fountain Valley is when you can get on the 405 going south. So I've always wondered why it wasn't Newport.
Well, Huntington is the biggest span of beach out of any of them.
Yeah.
So maybe that, just because there is parking, there is a lot of beach to take up.
Yeah, that's true.
And then they come to Main Street, I guess, for their social causes and their crap that they should probably just do in their own towns.
You think it's like an ease of access reason? Because like Newport Beach, you hop on the 55, whether you're coming from the 909 or wherever kids are coming from now. That's where it always was when I was growing up.
Yeah.
But like the 55 literally just drops you off in Newport Beach. So it's like just...
I don't think Newport puts up with it.
No.
Like, I think they keep their people in and others out.
Now, how do you think they do that?
I don't know.
This is all hypothetical, right?
Policing, I would say. Like,
yeah,
you don't go down there and cause trouble. Like Huntington, you used to be able to get away with more. Like,
Yeah.
they had riots, what was it, the 70s at the U.S. Open, where they burned a cop car on the beach?
Yeah, and then I
Or
think in
80s?
the 90s was right before I moved to, so I moved to Huntington Beach in 1995, and they had just got done cleaning up all that, because at the time, I mean, I had a drive-by by my house over in Lakewood. My mom put the for sale sign up. Huntington Beach was the third safest city for its size in the United States. I think in 1995, Irvine was number one.
Then she rolls into that.
Yeah, so then we come here, and it's like they had just passed all that, and I guess there was like some skinhead gangs, and the cops had come through and like kind of wiped out a lot of like the riffraff.
So technically it's your fault.
It's my fault, yeah.
Like, they followed you from Lakewood.
They must have. God, I don't know why anyone would follow me anywhere, especially when I have my serial killer glasses on. But off topic. But yeah, so I always just thought it was kind of weird that you kind of do have to drive out of the way a little bit to get to Huntington.
Yeah.
But back then, like, I feel like that carried over. Like, the cops' attitude in the mid-90s when they were going through dealing with this shit, it wasn't like, hey, away with everything. And, you know, I don't think it's like a BLM thing. I think there's always been, like, shitty police officers. It's shitty people in every industry. There's shitty agents that make you and I look like bad people, but it's just because they do a bad job. That person was a realtor, and now whoever they fucked over has it in their mind that realtors are assholes.
Yeah. Yeah, no, there's bad people everywhere, in every profession, in every culture, in every neighborhood.
Yeah. Do you think there's some benefit to having, I don't even know how to say this. So you're acting like an asshole. You're 22 years old. You're down on Main Street, and you're drunk. And as a cop, and you can see this guy walking down the street, yelling at people, throwing shit. It's like, if he hasn't hit anything with any objects, or he hasn't hit people, and it's not assault, and he's not attacking anybody, but you know at some point it's probably coming. I feel like cops back in the day would go grab the kid, scare him.
Yeah, deal with the situation beforehand. I have no problem with that.
Yeah, I just feel like everybody's so scared to do anything because it's all on camera, it's all being recorded on their phone, that if you make one little mess up, it's like, there goes your whole career
And
that
then
you've worked
they're
for.
the victim.
Yeah, there goes your income, there goes any security that your family had for payments you're receiving.
No, I think for sure cell phones are making it harder for police and people to do their jobs. And I don't know who would want to do that if they're just going to be scrutinized for every move they make.
I think what needs to happen is we need to come out with some like Iron Man style technology where they have like literal like electromagnetic pulse machines, and that can just send a signal out, and within like a 30-foot radius, 50-foot radius, all electronic devices shut down.
Yeah.
And then it's like free reign, and I mean, what, word of mouth?
Yeah, or just
Eyewitness accounts are so
don't like
unreliable.
So back to the original topic, like this weekend we were going to go out, a few friends, and we were going to go down like Pacific City or Main Street or something, and then we heard all the helicopters, we heard all the fireworks, and then we looked it up, saw this stupid Adrian Kickback thing going on, and we're like, we're not going down there.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, we stopped and pick up a 30-pack.
No, like, there's just no point in being involved in it. Like,
yeah, not
just
anymore.
Stay
not
home,
at our age.
mind your own business.
Yeah, the only reason I'd want to come down is like to take photos and just get like up close personal accounts of what was actually going on.
Yeah, it's
just different. I mean, I don't like listening to the news too, because you know the story's going to be different than what actually happened every single fucking time.
Yeah. So, I guess we answered property value. Would you live?
I would. I mean, the way I'm telling people about what's happening, it's like you just got a bunch of stupid ass kids all together in one place, and alcohol is involved. I mean, anytime you do that, it's not going to end well.
Yeah.
But as far as like people coming down that were like aggressive, like I saw during the BLM riots, and people like literally angry at some of the shit going on, and there's a lot of motion, you know, driving some of these forces. I don't think it was like that. It just was some weird phenomenon, like kind of like how like cryptocurrency, AMC, and like all that, the Reddit stuff. It's like it just catches on, and everyone goes and thinks it's fun or funny, and then it goes away.
Yeah, hopefully it goes away.
Yeah, it went away already. I don't think it'll be coming back.
Yeah, I just
it's like a one-off thing. As it just literally is a bunch of dumb kids, and like it sucks for the people that have businesses down here. But at the end of the day, it's like luckily it was like some graffiti.
Yeah,
clean it up, move on, and you know.
It's the landlords that suffer, right? Because like if CVS's window gets smashed, it's not their responsibility; it's the landlords.
Yeah, I think. I'm not sure.
So, do you want to own property on a major street that this happens all the time? Probably not.
Okay, so if you were planning on moving to Huntington Beach, and like you had made up your mind, you're selling your house in LA because it's horrible up there right now from what I hear, and you want to come down to Huntington Beach, what are your suggestions for people looking at different neighborhoods?
It all depends on your lifestyle and what you want. Like if
say you want to be involved in like the downtown atmosphere, is there like a specific area you're going to recommend now?
Yeah, depending on the family, because like there's some streets that are louder, there's some streets that are busier, there's some streets that are a little quieter, but as a whole, a lot of them are loud and busy.
Yeah.
So you have to be ready for that. If you're coming from Venice, like you're gonna think nothing of it.
Right.
If you're coming from a town of 200 people in Iowa, you might think it's pretty hectic.
Yeah. Maybe simple to South Huntington where it's a little quieter.
Yeah. Or, yeah.
Yeah, I think for me, downtown, I've always just kind of told people like 11th, 12th Street's the cutoff. I think that...
Don't come closer.
It's like a proximity thing. I don't think you're walking to Main Street past like 13th.
No.
Like I think by the time you drive to like 11th, 12th, you're going to start going up blocks and then cutting back to try to find parking. So it seems to me that once like that 11th Street cutoff, you don't really get the downtown crowds.
Yeah.
And then past like the 200-300 block, you're not really getting the beach traffic as much in the summer.
True.
I'm not sure. I mean, it kind of, slants. Like 600 block right next to Main Street off 7th or 8th Street. You'll probably get people parking to go to the beach just because you can walk along Main Street, but it's, yeah.
Yeah, and then like the certain areas, you get the surfers in the morning. It just depends where.
Yeah.
Each kind of street has their, like, just like
right.
within 4 streets, you kind of have your own.
Yeah, depending on proximity to where
pockets.
the stoplights are, where you can cross PCH, like around 17th Street, Golden West, and 9th Street, obviously you're going to get a lot more people parking.
Yeah.
But you still get the assholes that run across mid-PCH.
Yeah.
Even when there's cars crossing.
Yeah, and then like closer to Golden West, you get the Dog Beach crowd that doesn't want to pay for a meter.
Yep.
So.
Okay. Well, there's our suggestion. If you're still planning on moving to Huntington, contact one of us and we'll put you to the right block to move to. Unless you are looking to party with Adrian, then we'll still point you in the right direction. It's just going to be different.
Yeah.
Anything else you wanted to add?
No.
All right. Well, we'll see you next week. We would love to hear comments on if anybody knows anything about this stupid-ass party that went on with some dumb teenager. Feel free to drop some info for us because we are not in the loop, but I'm sure there's a lot of people wondering what the hell's going on. And the only other place to get this info, I think, is on Nextdoor, which is like every Karen on earth decided to make an account, it seems like, in every neighborhood.
Yeah, or just don't make any comments because I'm over it. And
I'll make the comments now. Just because information, and 2, I want to piss off Davis. So,
all right.
Have a good day. See you next week.